Everybody, welcome back to the Sunnydale review. I'm Brian.
I'm Jillian.
And Jillian, we're here, season 2.
We are.
It's been like a month.
Yeah.
Maybe more.
Yeah.
It's been a while, so I'm excited. I'm really excited. We're going to be recording season 2 and 3. Not that this matters to the people listening at all, but it matters to me, you know?
Okay.
So yeah, we have an exciting show. We're going to be covering season 2, episodes 1 through 6. And we're going to start off, of course, with episode 1, When She Was Bad. So,
Yep.
Take it away.
All right. When She Was Bad originally aired on September 15th, 1997, and is a written and directed episode by Joss Whedon.
All right, so those are always good.
Yeah.
Obviously, as the creator of the show. So what is this episode generally about, would you say?
So this episode's really coming back from the events of the end of season 1 and kind of dealing with just leftover feelings and leftover
Trauma.
yeah, from the last season,
Right.
from Buffy's death and the defeat of the Master, really.
So let's get into it.
All right. So the episode opens with Xander and Willow walking out at night. They kind of comment on how there's been a very low amount of supernatural activity over the summer. Everybody kind of just took a break off after all the events of the Master.
Right.
Xander's being very, very like flirty with Willow, and he puts like ice cream on her nose, which is super cute.
It's pretty flirty. Like you said, it's
Yeah.
if Xander's not interested, it's borderline rude to be
Yeah.
doing this.
Yeah. And he's like about to lick the ice cream off her nose.
Right.
And then over your shoulder you see vampire.
Yes.
Which, like, okay, guys, you were walking by the graveyard. Exactly. I mean, you say that supernatural activity has been low, but, like...
I mean, yeah, there's the reason. They said that without Buffy, there's really not been much vampire activity. I guess more has to do without the Master, right?
Yeah.
Master's dead. They all ran away for a minute.
Yeah. So we find out that Buffy didn't stick around for the summer. She didn't stick around to bury the Master. She left to go and be with her dad for the summer in Los Angeles because he still lives there. She used to live there. So she went and visited him. All of a sudden, Willow and Xander get attacked by a vampire. You think they're going to die. And then, hello, Buffy, welcome back.
Yes, so Buffy is back. You know, I think it's a good reintroduction to Buffy and if you were just flipping through the channels and in 1997, you know, when people flipped through channels rather than watching specific shows on Netflix or Hulu like we do now, you'd understand kind of the dynamics of the group right away and understand that, like, Buffy is more powerful than a normal person.
Yeah.
You know?
So Buffy saves Willow and Xander. They kind of fill her in that they buried the Master in like consecrated ground. There was a whole ceremony. They're very excited that they got to like wear robes. It was very official. So they kind of fill her in, and then they ask her, "Hey, like, did you go see Giles yet? Does he know that you're back yet?" She's like, "Why would I? I'll see him at school tomorrow." She doesn't really care.
Yeah, she's going through some stuff. You know, when you die and come back, it's a whole thing.
Yeah. So some people think this is a big thing that, like, she didn't go see Giles right away. I don't see it as such a big thing because it's literally, like, probably, 7, 8 o'clock at night.
Right.
School's literally the next day.
No, I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
It's not the hugest deal.
Also, I'm not sure she knows where Giles lives.
No, has she not been to Giles' house yet?
I don't think so. I don't think so. I don't think we've seen his apartment yet.
Maybe they just assume Giles lives in the library.
Maybe.
And they're just like, did you go to the library?
Did you go to the library?
That's where Giles lives.
So then we see Buffy's mom and her dad talking, and the dad is saying that, you know, she was distant. She wasn't rude. She wasn't sulky. She was just kind of not... She was there, but, like, not really there.
You know, like a teenager is.
Let's see, wait. I have a quote in here. He's saying that he doesn't really know how to connect with her. And he says, at least when she was burning stuff down, I knew what to say.
Yeah, you would think it. Don't do that.
Yeah.
For one. That'd be an easy thing to say.
But as far as her, like, being there but being distant, he, like, just doesn't really know what to say. Right. But he bought her a lot of stuff over the summer. So he's kind of compensating for not being there ever by buying her stuff. So, you know, it's a healthy relationship builder right there.
Hey. Yeah, I mean, he's the one who chose to stay in L.A.
Yeah.
And if, from the season 1 episode, I know it wasn't him, but he has a lot to make up for.
Oh, Nightmares?
And, yeah.
Oh, I hate that episode, and it makes me hate him as a character, even
forever.
though I know that wasn't real. Yeah.
Yeah.
I have issues with that episode. So let's see. The next day we see Giles and Snyder talking at school. I love
this scene so much.
Snyder hates children and calls them hormonal time bombs. He starts... So you see Giles talking to Snyder, and then Jenny Calendar comes up, and so Giles and Miss Calendar are talking, and you see Snyder, like, not realizing that they're not...
It's so good.
Giles isn't in the conversation with him anymore, but he starts unintentionally narrating the interaction between Giles and Miss Calendar.
It's classic Whedon, like, top of his game, you know? So good.
Yeah. And whenever Miss Calendar's around, Giles turns into, like, a bumbling teenage boy.
Yep.
Let's see. There's a scene with Giles, Xander, Willow, and Miss Calendar in the hallway. Miss Calendar pokes fun at Giles for being too much of, like, a book nerd. And Giles and Buffy finally reconnect.
Yep.
We get to see what Buffy's dad meant by distance. Buffy isn't, like, cold towards Giles, but she's just not really connecting. And it's clear that Sunnydale... Let's see. It's clear that Sunnydale still has monster problems, even with the Hellmouth being closed.
Yes.
Through, like, their conversation. Let's see. Buffy is... So, later in the day, Buffy's training in the library. And she's using, like, a training punching dummy thing that's, like, wooden. And we can see her kind of having flashbacks of stuff that happened with the Master. And she's really starting to pummel this training dummy. And then she kicks it and breaks it half. Kicks it and breaks it in half. It's clear that she's having issues related to her losing to the Master and dying. I have a note in here. This is production-wise, I get it, but with Snyder being so strict, how could Giles and Buffy explain her training and flipping all over the library if he walked into the library one day?
Listen, no one goes to this library. No kids, like, no other teachers.
They have
just
windows.
The
They have windows in the door, so people can just look in. But she's just, like, flipping all over the library and has, like, a wooden training dummy that she breaks in half. It's like, I have to imagine that made noise.
I can't explain it. It's just one of those things where it's like you just have to suspend your disbelief, you know?
Yeah.
They're vampires. I can forgive the training dummy.
Yeah.
And the library full of books that aren't actually, like, student books. They're just Giles books.
Are they available for checkout, though? That's what I want to know.
I feel like he's in a tough position. If someone comes and asks, you got to do it. You got to let him check it out. But
they actually make a joke about that. Not this season, but in other seasons. Like, it's convenient that nobody ever comes in and checks out these books, huh? We always have them when we need them.
Yeah.
Let's see. So, somewhere else in town, we see that the Anointed One is leading the vampires in Sunnydale since the Master died. He's just obnoxious.
Yeah. Him and his preacher, like, sidekick. Very obnoxious.
I don't care about the Anointed One. Let's see. Buffy has a dream that Giles turns into the Master and tries to kill her. With Xander and Willow just sitting there and watching, which is, like, kind of terrifying.
And they're just, like, talking, like, continuing their conversation, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And just, she's, like, literally being killed. And they're just like, that's fine. Nothing's going on.
Right.
So Angel is there when she wakes up from the nightmare. She's very cold towards him. He warns her about how the Anointed One is gathering forces. The next day at school, Cordelia is talking to the gang about, like, demons and wants to know how their summers were, which I think is kind of cute because she's part of the friend group now.
Finally, yes.
Yeah.
Finally in, you know, pretty much for good now. She's going to be a contributing member of the Scooby Gang plus the, like, overall good guys of the series.
Only problem being she walks up and is like, "Hey guys, fight any demons this summer?"
Yeah.
And Xander has to be, it's either Xander or Willow.
The personal demons.
Oh, yes, our personal demons. They're like, we can't talk talk about that in the open. That's like in the library because no one else ever goes there conversation.
Right. I feel like they get more lenient as the show goes on, where they're just like talking about whatever in the open. But yeah, it's a funny moment here.
Cordelia says Buffy's secret is safe with her. Let's see. Oh, Buffy says, you won't tell anyone I'm the Slayer. I won't tell anyone you're a moron. Which is a little like, okay,
mean.
Buffy.
So mean.
Yeah, this is when like... Yeah, so Buffy starts being like kind of mean and cold and bitchy to people, and the gang starts noticing. They're like, what's going on with you?
Yeah, she's usually like cheery and peppy, you know?
Or like, at least like, nice.
Nice, yeah.
Let's see. Vampires dig up the Master's bones, so they go to the cemetery where they buried him. They start to dig in the dirt, and it's like, it burns us because it's consecrated.
Right.
Meaning they, like, bless the ground with holy water.
Yeah.
But they do end up getting his bones. Let's see. Later at the Bronze, Angel is talking to Buffy. He's concerned that he did something to make her mad. Buffy says that he didn't do anything. She has just moved on to the living over the summer. Just like, oh...
Yeah. So
take a dig at the one thing he can't change about himself.
Yeah.
So Buffy, to kind of take another dig at Angel, does like a sexy dance on the dance floor with Xander, which is such a tease.
Yeah.
It's a power play to make Xander crazy and make Angel jealous. It's cruel to both of them.
Yep.
And Buffy's like, did I ever thank you for saving my life? And he's like, no, I don't think you did. And she's like, don't you wish I would? And then walks away. It's like, oh, Buffy, harsh. Let's see. So Buffy goes to leave the Bronze and Cordelia calls her out for being a bitch. Cordelia basically gives her the advice to get over it or she'll lose all of her friends. Buffy walks away. Cordelia gets kidnapped and we find out Miss Calendar has also been kidnapped. So let's see. Willow and Xander go to Giles. They say that they think Buffy's been possessed because she's just like not acting like herself.
Right.
Willow says, why else would she be acting like such a bitch? And Giles says, Willow, I think we're too old to be spelling things. And Xander goes, a bitka?
Yeah. No, Xander.
Sometimes I worry about Xander. I'm not gonna lie. So let's see. Buffy goes and tells the gang that the Master's bones are missing. She knows that they got like dug up by the other vampires.
Right.
She's angry with Giles and let's see. She's angry with Giles because he didn't think to tell her that there may be a possible way the vampires could bring the Master back because that's what they're trying to do by stealing his bones is that they're trying to bring him back again, which I feel like shouldn't be a thing.
Yeah, I don't really get why they can bring the Master back. Is this any vampire can be brought back like this or just him?
I think it might be just him because normally when vampires dust, they don't leave behind bones.
Right.
But he was just so old that I guess his bones stayed behind, or maybe he did some sort of spell or something on himself to make it so that his bones wouldn't dust. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
Let's see. There's a ransom note thrown through the window at the library that makes Buffy go to the Bronze. She won't let the rest of the gang come with her. She says, I can't do my job and worry about protecting the rest of you. This is my fight. Which, like, part of me thinks it's kind of fair.
Yeah.
Because,
definitely.
like, she's got a rough enough job as it is. She's trying to take out the Master, potentially again.
Right.
And it's like, I can see her not wanting to have to split her attention between protecting her friends and doing her job.
Yeah, I get that. She could have said it nicer, but yeah, no, I get it.
Yeah. Let's see. Buffy says that she doesn't trust Angel because he's a vampire. She tries to goad him into a fight, but he won't engage, so she tells him to stay out of her way when he tries to, like, go to help her. Turns out the whole thing was a trap to kidnap Willow and Giles.
Right.
They need people who were standing closest to the Master when he died.
Yes, not the closest, right? That was yeah.
So, like, they were thinking that they needed people close to the Master, like his like closest lackeys or whatever, but really the vampires need the people who were standing closest to him when he died in order to try to bring him back.
Right.
Let's see. Xander gets knocked out and Buffy finds him at the library. He blames Buffy for falling for the trap and not allowing the whole gang to come along because they would have been safer if they went along with Buffy, except Cordelia and Miss Calendar still would have been kidnapped.
I also do not like this next line from Xander at all.
Where he says, if they hurt Willow, I'll kill you.
Yeah. It's like, well, okay. Okay, Xander.
I don't know. I have issues, which I guess this is really real life where people have a rough time communicating, and Buffy is kind of unwilling to communicate her feelings about being killed by the Master, so she turns it into attitude problems towards everyone.
Right.
So yeah, I mean, I have issues when these characters have such a hard time communicating with each other. It's not like this would never happen. It's I hate to see these characters who I love so much having such a problem communicating and taking it out on each other.
Right.
Which is totally, could happen in real life. So, so let's see. Buffy tortures one of the vampires with a cross necklace to get, with the cross necklace that she still has from Angel from season 1, to get them to give her info. She kills the vampires. Xander and Angel save the rest of the gang. Buffy smashes the Master's bones to dust so that there is no chance that they can do this and bring him back.
Right. Very cathartic moment for Buffy.
Yeah. So Buffy feels guilty about what happened, how she's been acting with all of her friends. She seems to have kind of woken up to being her old self again now that she has had this kind of catharsis with smashing the Master's bones, finally getting that last bit of major aggression out. And so she's is able to move on from all of that happened. Her friends take her back. All's right in the world. The anointed one at the end, in the destruction of the Masters. So he's at wherever they had the gang and we're going to sacrifice them to bring the Master back. And he shows up at the end to find the Master's bones all smashed to dust. He's like, I hate that girl.
Oh man. So I think a pretty decent re-entry into the Buffy series. It definitely kind of touches on, all the stress from the first season, all the bad things that Buffy had to go through. She's not just going to bounce back from stuff,
Right.
And this is a recurring theme for all the characters in all
Yeah.
of these shows. They're not just well, that's done, and now everything's fine. They try to continue on a more realistic portrayal of how people react to things.
Yeah.
So I gave this one a 7.
I gave it a 6. And to be honest, this is my least favorite season opener.
Really? Ever? All right.
Just because, I hate seeing these people that I love so much fighting.
Right. All right. So, episode 2.
Yes. Some assembly required. It's a one-off. It's, Oh, I'm sorry. Hold on. So, watch or pass on the last episode?
Right.
Watch.
Yeah,
It's the season 2 opener. It resolves a lot of stuff from last season and sets some stuff up for next season, so you should watch it.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm sorry. Moving on to Some Assembly Required, Season 2, Episode 2. Original air date was September 22nd, 1997. Written by Ty King, directed by Bruce Seth Green.
Yes.
That name
I looked it up. He's not related to Seth Green.
No.
He doesn't really direct anything anymore. I also found out, so...
Yeah.
That's that for Bruce Seth Green.
Sorry, Bruce. So let's see. We start off with Angel being jealous of Xander and how Buffy had danced with him. Angel tries to walk away from Buffy. She tries to follow him, falls into an open grave. Turns out that people are robbing graves.
Yes.
But just the comedic timing of that, where she tries to go after him, and then it's just it's oops.
Yeah. Also, Angel is 240 years old, right?
Yeah.
And but he clearly died when he was 17 because he has the emotional maturity of a 17-year-old still.
Yeah, sometimes.
Yeah.
Let's see. Giles is practicing asking Miss Calendar out on a date. Buffy and Xander give him a hard time while also trying to give him advice, and it's kind of adorable.
Right.
There's a weird photographer kid running around the school, and
this guy's a slime ball.
Yeah, and he's taking pictures of all the girls he finds pretty.
Yep.
And there's this other guy named Chris. We find out that they're the grave robbers. We find out that Chris's brother Daryl had died. Chris brought him back to life. It's kind of more Frankenstein, less zombie.
Yeah, it's not great. He's like held together with bolts and like it's
major stitches and stuff. Yeah. It's like okay. Let's see. So Daryl, the Franken guy.
Yeah.
is he's lonely and he wants his brother to build him a girlfriend.
Yeah. You can't just bring a regular girl back to life. He's like, no, you need to assemble, like actually Frankenstein a girl. Because
he's afraid that if they kill a girl and bring her back to life, she'll be too pretty and like she won't need him.
Right.
He's like, I need a girl who's as messed up as I am.
Jesus.
Let's see. So they've been robbing the graves of dead girls and like stealing body parts, which is freaking weird.
Yeah.
Don't do this.
Yeah, don't try to bring people back to life, guys, and don't rob graves.
Yeah, and don't kill people.
Yeah, definitely don't kill people. We're very anti all of those podcasts here.
It's a PSA. Yeah. So yeah, they're piecing together a girl for him. But they're having an issue finding a suitable like head/face from somebody who has already died.
Right.
So
and
they're
talking about beggars being choosers. Am I right?
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know. What they're doing is not good. So I don't feel comfortable answering that.
I was like, he's like, oh no, none of these girls are good enough for me.
Yeah.
A Frankenstein monster.
So let's see. Angel's looking for Buffy. He finds Cordelia. They find like dead girl parts in the dumpster of the school.
Yeah.
Angel is starting to dress differently. He's like dressing in like lighter clothing to try to be more attractive to Buffy.
Oh, Angel.
Oh my god. Let's see. Cordelia. Oh, so Angel points out that like in the dumpster they found. He said what we found doesn't equal like four dead girls.
Yeah.
Like it was parts from 4 dead girls, but
not
there were some parts missing.
Yeah.
So let's see. So Cordelia asks Angel to bring her home, except for the fact that she's driving.
Right.
So it's like, okay, so he's gonna go in her car so that she can go home, and then she'll just leave him outside her house, and he has to walk home.
Yes.
Like I feel there's a flaw in this plan. Let's see. Oh, but Cordelia still thinks that Angel's attractive, especially in the lighter clothing. No, not especially in the lighter clothing. She always thinks he's attractive.
Yeah,
but
he's Angel.
Yeah. Let's see. Miss Calendar asked Giles to go with her to the football game, which I think is adorable because he just can't do it.
Yeah, he doesn't understand football.
No.
The most American sport of all time with the most British men of all time.
Yeah. Let's see. Oh, so Cordelia gets chosen by the grave robbers. They want to kill her and take her head.
Always being kidnapped, Cordelia.
Oh my god. She really needs to get like, I don't know.
A taser.
Yeah.
Some pepper spray, something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or like, I don't know. In today's world, it would literally be like, find my iPhone. Guys,
right,
help
yeah.
me. We need to track down Cordelia.
Yeah, no one leaves or lets Cordelia out of their sights.
Yeah, really. Let's see. So, Cordelia gets attacked, but Buffy saves her just in time. Giles and Miss Calendar go on an official date. Then Willow and Xander unintentionally crash it at the football game, which is kind of it's hysterical. Let's see. Cordelia gets kidnapped again by Daryl.
Yeah.
It's like, girl, come on. I literally have in my notes, blah, blah, blah. I don't like this episode. I'm like, she gets kidnapped again. They try to kill her and...
They bring her to a new area.
Yeah.
Chris has a change of heart. Brings them to the science building that's all abandoned. Buffy fights the zombie or Frankenstein monster. It lights on fire. And that's pretty much it. The guy dies because he doesn't want his potential girlfriend's body to burn, or he's like really sad about it.
Oh yeah,
He dies from fire.
And
It's not
actually,
Frankenstein guys. Right?
Xander's the one who saves Cordelia.
Yes.
He, like, pushes her, she's strapped down to a gurney, and he pushes her and then kind of jumps onto the gurney as they go over flames. It's a very, like, kind of superhero moment.
Heroic. Yeah, it's good.
Yeah. Let's see. So the lab goes up in flames, Daryl dies, Miss Calendar is the initiator in their relationship with Giles.
Yes.
Which I think is hysterical because he wouldn't have been able to do it on his own. Let's see. Cordelia tries to thank Xander for saving her life. He gives her the brush off to talk to Willow.
Right.
And let's see. Oh, so he gives her the brush off and goes off and talks, like, keeps talking with Willow. And Xander goes, so, where were we? And Willow goes, wondering why we never get dates. And Xander goes, oh yeah, why do you think that is? After literally Cordelia was just trying to thank him for saving her life.
Right.
And, like, he gave her the brush off.
Oh, man.
So let's see. Angel admits that he's jealous of Xander, and Buffy walks Angel home since it's almost morning. So kind of a, like, role reversal. Right. And they, like, hold hands, and it's really sweet.
Yeah. Yeah, so what'd you give this?
2 steaks.
Ooh.
So
I'm guessing that's a pass.
I don't like this episode. I literally have blah, blah, blah written in my notes because I got bored.
I said 4. Thought it was fine. You don't like it, though.
No.
Alright, let's move on to an episode I'm sure you do like.
Oh, my God. Because you see literally in red.
Yeah.
Oh, my God. Okay, I love this episode. It introduces one of my favorite characters of all time.
Yes.
So the episode is Season 2, Episode 3, School Hard. Originally aired September 29th, 1997. So written by Joss Whedon and David Greenwalt.
Yes.
And David Greenwalt, longtime writer on the show. Excuse me. So, let's see. Directed by John T. Kretschmer.
Okay.
Sorry, I don't know how to say your last name. So it is parent-teacher conference time at the school. Snyder picks this girl named Sheila and Buffy to be, like, in charge of the parent-teacher lounge.
As someone who's not a very good student, parent-teacher night, always a nightmare.
As someone who was a good student, I never cared. I mean, it only happened in, like, elementary school.
You didn't have it in high school?
No.
Oh, we did.
Was it we as in the entire school or just you?
No, it was the entire school.
Okay. I wasn't sure. I mean, no, I don't think my parents, besides, like, my drama teacher, because I was in the drama club, and when we had, like, performances, like, they met that teacher, but I don't think they met, like, any of my other teachers in high school.
Right. And I had to work the school store because I was in one of the clubs, so no vampires attacked, though, luckily.
I'm like, are you disappointed, or... Oh my God. Okay, so Snyder picks the 2 girls because they are the most troublesome students in the school and tells them they have to decorate the lounge.
Snyder just has a hate boner for Buffy. He hates her so much.
Just for all teenagers in general, though. But like, he just hates... I don't think he likes a single student, even Willow, who is, like, the top student at the school.
She really is, yeah.
Yeah, she's in every club. Except the drama club.
Right.
Okay, so let's see. So Buffy asks Willow and Xander if they think that any of the other Slayers had to go to high school. Because she's like, I got so much question. She's like, I got so much going on, and now I have to help run the student teacher day, and I'm just like, what? I have no time.
I'm gonna say no. I don't know. Interesting.
So let's see. Xander says nothing bad will happen, and then we get my love, Spike. We get the introduction of William the Bloody, also known as Spike, and I love him.
He just busts in, runs over a sign, gets out of the car, smoking a cigarette. Very cool. Oh, yeah. Very cool entrance.
So let's see. I have notes in here about Spike, but I don't remember if they're actually introduced in this episode.
Oh, okay. Yeah, let's skip them then. We don't want to spoil it. I know, yeah. I definitely know that one isn't. We get that in another episode.
Yeah. So let's see. So we find out that the vampires kind of need a new leader. They decide that they will hunt the Slayer on the upcoming night of St. Vigius.
Yes.
Which is when, like, their power will be apparently at its peak. And whoever kills the Slayer will be the new leader. In walks Spike. And one of the Slayers who had been, like, in competition to be the new leader talks about how he was at Woodstock.
Oh, no, at the crucifixion.
The crucifixion.
Yeah.
That's right, you're right. And Spike walks in saying, if every vampire who was at the crucifixion was actually there, it would have been like Woodstock. He said, I was actually at Woodstock. That was a weird gig. I fed off a flower person and spent the next 6 hours watching my hand move.
I love him. He's so great.
Oh my god. Spike tells the group of vampires that he has killed Slayers before. He says, I don't like to brag, but actually, who am I kidding? I love to brag.
Yeah, he's great.
Oh my god.
He just chews the scenery and just, like, steals every scene.
He's so amazing.
Yeah.
Oh my god. And then we also get to meet Drusilla, who is his longtime girlfriend in love. She's clearly not all there in the head.
No. She is not.
She's a little bit, I don't even know how to explain her. She's a little bit mad.
Yeah. Yeah, that's definitely. And it kind of explains that she's a little weak, right, in this episode because she almost died.
Yeah.
So not only is she, like, crazy, but she's also, like, really,
sick.
Yeah. Halfway between death and life. Or afterlife, whatever being a vampire is.
Spike and Drew together are just magical.
Yeah.
They're just so funny, and they play off each other so well. It's James Marsters and what's the actress's name who plays Drusilla? Crap, I should know this.
Sorry.
Please pause for real-time research here.
No, yeah, we will, don't worry.
And I know it's gonna hit me as soon as, like, you...
Yeah, you'll know.
Yeah.
They only see it, like, every episode that she's in this season. Juliet Landau.
Yes, thank you.
Okay.
Those two actors together are just amazing, and the way they play off each other. And there's a scene where, like, they're kind of talking to the group, and then they start talking to each other, and they are, like, about to kiss, and then they do this thing where they put their foreheads together and just turn to the camera at the same time. And apparently they did that in, like, an audition.
Right.
And it was so good that they were like, you need to do that for the show.
I like it. Also, for anyone hearing those sirens, those are on our side. No one's coming for you. If you're in the car...
I mean, as far as we know.
Yeah, if you're in the car, it's probably not on your side also, but just wanted to make sure. Because I know those always, like, throw me off when I can hear sirens in the background and I'm, like, driving.
Yeah.
Listening to a podcast.
And you're like, I'm supposed to pull over for emergency vehicles.
Right.
I don't see them, but I hear them. Where are they?
Exactly.
So let's see. Oh, so we're back at Buffy's house, and Joyce pulls the biggest guilt trip on Buffy.
Yeah.
And she says, what I don't want is to be disappointed in you again. And it hurts my heart. It's not even like my mom my personal mom we're talking about. It hurts me.
Right.
So I can only imagine what Buffy feels, but it's like...
Yeah.
So not only are you... I mean, she doesn't know that Buffy's juggling the whole, like, Slayer thing, but Buffy's juggling her Slayer duties, her school duties, now having to set up this parent-teacher night, and now she has Joyce guilt-tripping her and being like, I just don't want to be disappointed in you again.
It's not great.
No.
It's not a recipe for success.
No. It's like, way to put more pressure on your kid. Let's see. So Giles and Miss Calendar try to talk to the gang about how important the night of St. Vigius is. Buffy is more concerned with school and that the parent-teacher conference prep. This annoys Giles a little bit as he feels that she's not taking her job as a Slayer seriously.
Right.
But it's like, dude, you work in the school. You realize what's going on here.
Yeah.
Let's see. So Spike starts, like, hunting Buffy as she hangs out with her friends at the Bronze. There's clearly, like, kind of... It's almost like a sexual hunting thing for him, the way that he kind of stalks around her.
Right.
And the way that he watches her. Let's see. He's studying her, watching... and he, like, watches her as she's fighting vampires in the graveyard later. and he's like studying her. He's studying her and like watching how she fights.
Right.
So Spike comes out of the shadows after the fight. He tells Buffy that he'll see her on Saturday. Let's see. We find out that Angel has a history with Spike. Spike and Drew came to Sunnydale to try to restore Drew to full strength. The gang is preparing for the fight. Cordelia is helping to like whittle stakes, which I think is just like more evidence that she's really becoming part of the gang.
Right. She complains, but
But she's there.
Yeah, she's there.
She's helping. Let's see. Buffy enlists Willow to keep her mom away from Snyder during the parent-teacher conference.
Right.
Buffy tells Snyder that her mom doesn't speak any English.
Oh, man.
Let's see. Snyder catches up with Joyce eventually and takes her like to his office to talk, and Buffy's like, oh shit, like this is the end for me. I'm dead. She's gonna kill me. Let's see. I can only imagine what he said to her.
I know, right? We don't see it, but it wasn't good.
But Joyce comes back from talking with Snyder, and she's very angry with Buffy.
Yeah.
And she's like, car, now. And Buffy's like, and I'm dead. Nice knowing you. So they're on their way out when the vampires attack. So, I guess nice timing.
Saved by the vampires.
Well, also, if Buffy had left and they all attacked the school, all those people would have been dead.
Right.
So, let's see. Oh, so it's like, it's not even Saturday night. It's like
it's Friday.
Friday or something. Spike says that he couldn't wait until Saturday. Buffy springs into action, gets a group to lock themselves in one of the classrooms. Willow saves Cordelia, and they lock themselves in a closet. The vampires cut the power to the school and surround the school. I want to know, like, how do vampires know how to just, like, cut power to an entire building?
Don't know.
Well, I guess they do spend a lot of time in the sewers.
True.
If that's where, like, the power lines are going.
Right.
Okay, that makes sense.
And hey, maybe someone who died was, like, electrician or something.
Maybe.
It's a vampire.
Maybe.
Knows what's up.
Can you imagine, like, a vampire building their gang out of people with useful skills and then turning them into vampires?
It'd be smart. This is why there's no organization in these vampires. They don't have any long-term planning skills. That's why they keep failing.
Right. Let's see. Giles sends Xander to go get Angel for help. Joyce says there's something wrong with the faces of the people who are attacking the school. Snyder starts saying it's a gang on PCP. That's their cover story for everything.
Yep.
Where it's like, I think in like, there's some other show, I think it might be Vampire Diaries, where it's always just like wild animal attack. Every vampire attack is a wild animal attack.
Yeah, there's wild animals that bite people's necks and
Yeah.
drain them of their blood. It happens all the time.
Oh yeah. No one ever questions it. So their cover story is wild animal, or not wild animal, PCP, gang on PCP.
Yep.
Attacking the school. Let's see. Snyder wants to try to escape out the window. Buffy takes charge and tells him not to do that. Joyce wants to protect her. Buffy escapes through the ceiling. So Buffy literally goes. They have like one of those drop ceilings, and she like moves one of the tiles and goes into the ceiling and is like going across like hallways into other rooms through the ceiling. Let's see. Oops. No. This is my one thing about my iPad is that when my keyboard pops up and I cannot make it go away. Let's see. Giles was gonna go risk his own safety to go find Buffy. He says it's his responsibility to protect her, but then she comes in through the ceiling and he doesn't have to go out. Buffy tells him that there's like a gang in the classroom across the hall where her mom and Snyder are, and she tells Giles that she trusts him to get her mom out.
Right.
It's almost the equivalent of Buffy telling Giles to protect like her child, even though the roles are reversed.
Right.
Which is really sweet. She trusts Giles, and it's really sweet. Let's see. Joyce is trying to take charge and keep everyone in the room where Buffy told them to stay. Giles says he's starting to see a certain mother-daughter resemblance.
Or Snyder.
Yeah.
Says that. Yeah. Hilarious.
Let's see. Snyder ends up getting one of the other adults killed because they try like going out the window, and then a vampire on the outside of the window like pulls the person through, And Joyce is like, Buffy told you not to do
Yeah.
that. It's like, why don't people listen to Buffy? Let's see. Sheila finally turns up. So the other troubled student who was supposed to be helping Buffy with the whole parent-teacher conference night, she turns up. Turns out she's been turned into a vampire.
Yep. She got kidnapped by Spike, and Drusilla turned her into a vampire.
Yep. There's an interaction between Spike and Angel. First time we hear the name Angelus, which is what Spike refers to him as.
I love this interaction between Spike and Angel, like two long lost friends. Spike is so excited to see him there, and like Angel's so good too, because in it, in the future, there's more of this in his own, show, but where he's playing like the character of Angelus, and he's just so good. He's so good at playing the two different versions of Angel and Angelus,
So let's see. So Xander had been sent to go get Angel. He goes and gets Angel, and then Angel tries to use him as kind of like, not quite bait, but like a diversion, distraction to delay Spike. So he walks in, and he's got Xander by like the back of the neck.
Yeah.
And he tries to like offer Xander to Spike as like, hey, we can both kill this guy.
Right.
I said, Angel uses Xander as a bait / diversion / distraction to delay Spike, or at least that's what he was hoping for. Let's see. Angel's continued jealousy of Xander may also play into this a little bit. Angel says the way he's been acting with Buffy was an act. Oh, so this is Angel talking to Spike. And he's like, oh yeah, I just pretend to like be the Slayer's lapdog. And Xander said that he knew it all along, and Angel offers Xander up to share with Spike. I think Angel just really doesn't like Spike. Or Angel really doesn't like Xander. Which,
he definitely doesn't. Yeah. No, he doesn't like
It's okay, because Xander's not that big of a fan of Angel either. There's no love lost there. Let's see. Spike punches Angel. He saw through his act, and he knows he's not actually evil.
I love this too. He's like, come on, man, you're my sire, you're my Yoda.
Yeah.
It's so good.
So we find it, like, apparently the title of sire can be used for anyone, like, up a vampire's sire lineage. So since we later in this season, so we're keeping spoilers within the season they're talking about.
Right.
So we find out that Angel sired Drusilla, who then sired Spike. So really it's like Angel is Spike's like grandsire, almost like his grandfather.
Right.
But it's still considered like his sire. It's up the sire lineage.
Right. Because he would never become a vampire if he never turned.
Yeah.
Yeah. Drusilla. So.
Yeah. Let's see. Buffy faces Spike. They both like put down their they each had a weapon, and then they decided to both put them down and just like fight hand to hand. The stunt double they have for James Marsters is just don't look too closely.
Does he not look like him at all?
No, it's the vamp face they use on James Marsters. I don't think was the same one they used on the stunt double, and it just doesn't look great.
That sucks.
Also,
so don't look too close.
Also, I believe he's a bit beefier, because James Marsters is a very muscular but very like
swimmer muscular. He's skinny,
compact muscle. He's a very slim guy, so sometimes the stunt doubles they get for him are fantastic.
Yeah.
Let's see. Oh, so Spike is about to essentially stake Buffy, but Joyce hits Spike with an axe. She hit him with the side of the axe, so I'm not sure, like, it didn't really hurt him. It just kind of knocked him off with Buffy, but she has the axe, and she says, "You get the hell away from my daughter."
Very Ripley from Aliens.
It's fantastic, and it's like, I feel like Joyce has a lot of scenes where you don't really like her, and she says things that you're just like, Joyce, you just don't get it.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, she doesn't know that Buffy's the Slayer. She doesn't know about that entire aspect of her life. So, I mean, the whole, like, parents just don't understand their kids thing.
Right.
I mean, when the kid isn't telling them this humongous chunk of their life, it's understandable. But, yeah, this is just an awesome moment for Joyce. So Spike runs off. Joyce says to Buffy, "No one lays a hand on my little girl." My God. Joyce, if only you knew.
Yeah, right.
What she deals with on a daily basis. But at the same time, that was freaking badass. Let's see. Giles and Miss Calendar talking, and he says he understands if she wants to, like, start avoiding him. She doesn't take him up on the offer. He, like, gives her an out, and she's like, no, I think I'll stay.
Right.
So let's see. It's clear Snyder knows what's really happening with the vampires. He tells the police to circulate the normal story of the gang being on PCP. Let's see. Joyce says Snyder said that she was a troublemaker. So this is Joyce talking to Buffy. And Buffy asking, like, so what did Snyder say to you? And Joyce is like, well, he said you're a troublemaker, but I could care less. I literally have in my notes, yay, Joyce. Joyce says, I have a daughter who can take care of herself, who's brave and resourceful, and thinks of others in a crisis. No matter who you hang out with or what dumb teenage stuff you think you need to do, I'm going to sleep better knowing that.
Right.
I'm like, Joyce,
Nice.
Joyce, major steps. Just applaud you. Let's see. Spike might have actually saved Buffy a lot of trouble because him, like, kind of diverting them from going to the car when Joyce was, like, super angry, and Buffy being able to kind of demonstrate kind of her Slayer powers and, like, resourcefulness and how she, like, what Joyce said, how she thinks of others in a crisis and all that stuff. Like, I think it actually made her look better in Joyce's eyes.
Right.
And probably saved her from being grounded.
Definitely.
Let's see. So we see Cordelia and Willow in a closet. Still, because they don't know that, like, everything's fine. Like, I guess nobody walks through the school and is like, hey, everything's fine, you can come out now. Because, I mean, if I had locked myself in a closet thinking that vampires were attacking the school, and I heard somebody out in the hallway being like, hey, everything's fine, you can come out, like, I would not open that door.
Right. It'd have to be someone you trust.
Yeah.
Implicitly, yeah.
Yeah. And even then, you don't know if they've been turned.
Oof. It's tricky.
So, we see Cordelia and Willow still trapped in the closet. Cordelia is praying. Says she will never be mean to anyone else ever again unless they really deserve it or it's that time of the month. Willow says, like, she's, like, asking for things. And Willow says, ask for some aspirin. I have in my notes, I wonder how long they stayed in the closet. Weren't Buffy and Xander looking for Willow at least? So we don't know how long they were trapped in there, long enough for Cordelia to start praying. Let's see. Spike calls the anointed one the annoying one. He throws the anointed one into a cage and then lifts him up into the sunlight, so it's like on a chain connected to the ceiling for whatever reason. And he throws the anointed...
I think for this reason, honestly.
Yeah. He throws the anointed one in the cage, locks him in, and then pulls the cage up into the sunlight, and he dusts because he's a vampire.
Honestly, I'm glad, because he's not that compelling as a villain without the master, and he's just kind of an annoying little twerp.
Yeah.
You know?
So Spike says he's the new big bad in town, and honestly,
it's very meta too.
I think the writers just didn't know what to do with the anointed one after the master had died. I mean, his entire purpose was to lead the Slayer to her death. Yeah. But after that, like, there was never any indication of how old he really was or how long he'd been a vampire. Doesn't seem to have any special skills or powers. He's not missed by anyone.
And he's a kid, so he's going to keep growing, but I don't think you do when you're a vampire. I don't know, though.
I mean, he didn't seem to have changed all that much from, like, the end of season 1. But we don't know exactly how much real-world time had passed in between when they finished shooting the end of season 1 and when they started shooting season 2.
Right.
So, yeah, but he's not missed by anyone.
Yeah. Oh, well. R.I.P. Anointed One.
Yeah.
We get Spike now. so we're over it.
So, watch or pass?
Oh, I love this. I like, God, 8, 9, Spike. How can you turn down Spike in its first appearance?
Yeah.
Definitely watch this.
I agree. I said even if you're not as obsessed with Spike as I am, it's still a great episode. Lots of world building, introduction to the new big bad of the season, who has like a lot, and it has like a lot of his backstory, more info on characters such as Angel, Snyder, etc. And we'll explain the disappearance of the Anointed One. So I gave it 8.
Right.
Hi guys. So turns out we talk too much. So what we're gonna do is actually split the video here, and it gives you guys a little bit less to download on data if you're doing that, which don't recommend. Always download things on Wi-Fi. What are you doing? And so we're gonna cut the video here, not necessarily where we intended it, but it gets more content for you, so it's all good.
Yeah, so you can watch part 2. We'll have it in the playlist, and then if you're on iTunes, there should be another part for you to download.
Or we just, I don't know. It may or may not be labeled part 2. It'll just be whatever episodes are next. Right. So just follow the order of when it, like what episodes it says each video contains.
Right. Oh man, thank you guys for watching, and talk to you later.
Bye.
The Sunnydale Review is a Wicked Good Everything production. The fan art of Buffy was created by Fishbone Art. The logo was created by Tamarku Top. The original intro and outro song was created by Alex Carl.